I'm Stacy Gordon. Welcome to That's My Jam. Y'all, I've been a fan of risotto dishes for a while now, but it's something that I just never tried to make at home. I guess maybe I thought it was beyond my culinary skill set. Well, recently I found a recipe online and I decided I was going to give it a try. Wow, it turned out so well. And it's something that I want to share with you guys today. Let's talk briefly about what risotto actually is. I always thought risotto was the name of the grain or the rice that was used in the dish. That's not correct. The rice is actually arborio. The way it's prepared makes it risotto. Risotto is rice, usually arborio, that's cooked in some type of broth. That's what makes it risotto. This is an easy risotto dish, but oh so comforting. Look out, mac and cheese. Here comes bacon cheddar risotto. The first thing we're going to do is fry up about 6 slices of thick cut bacon. I like to cut my bacon in half because I think it makes it a little bit easier to control the temperature and get the bacon cooked evenly. I don't have a need for a full batch of risotto today, so I'm only going to be making half a batch. Obviously, if you want to make the full batch, just double the proportions that I'll be using today. While my bacon's frying, I'm going to measure out about 2 cups of chicken broth. You're going to want to be sure your chicken broth is a little bit warm. You don't want to add cold chicken broth to this risotto. So if you need to, go ahead and warm this up a little bit while you're making your bacon. Also, while our bacon is frying, I'm going to chop up about half of this sweet Vidalia onion. Our bacon looks nice and crispy. I'm going to set that aside to cool down and drain a little bit. We want to drain off just about all of this bacon grease. The drippings from the bacon are still in the pan, and I've left maybe 1 or 2 tablespoons of the bacon grease in the skillet. We're going to leave that on the same medium-high heat that we used to fry the bacon, and now we're going to add our chopped onion. Once the onions start to get a little bit translucent, we're going to add the equivalent of about a clove of minced garlic. We're going to let this go another minute or 2. Incidentally, if you don't want to use bacon grease, you can achieve this same effect by sauteing your onions in olive oil. In fact, you can leave the bacon out altogether if you want to make this a vegetarian dish. Next, we're going to add the arborio. I've got about 3/4 of a cup of the arborio rice here, and I'm just going to toss that in with my onion, bacon grease, and my garlic. We just want to work that around until the rice starts to get a little golden. It should probably look something like this. Next, we're going to deglaze this with about a 1/4 cup of white wine. Now we're going to add about 1/2 cup of our chicken broth. We're going to work all this around until our liquid begins to evaporate. You can't really walk too far away from the skillet at this point. But I am going to go ahead and start to chop up my bacon. As the liquid begins to evaporate, we're going to go ahead and add another 1/2 cup of chicken broth. We're going to continue that process of adding about a 1/2 cup and waiting for it to cook down until we've used all of our chicken broth. Never getting too far away from the skillet because we need to continue moving this rice around. While we're waiting on this broth to cook down, now would be a great time to go hit that like button for me. And if you haven't already, I'd really appreciate if you consider subscribing to my channel and becoming part of our TMJ family. This is going to be my last addition of chicken broth. I'm going to go ahead and add a little black pepper. I'm not going to add salt to this dish because a lot of the things that are in it are already salty, and I think you should just wait. If you decide you need salt in it later, you can always add it, but you can't take it back. And at this time, I'm going to go ahead and add maybe half a teaspoon or up to 3/4 of a teaspoon of dried ground mustard. We're getting close to the finish line now, so I'm going to go ahead and add my bacon. I put a few pinches of this aside in a little bowl just in case I want to use it for garnish at the end. I'm going to go ahead and remove this from the heat. Next, I'm going to add a little over a half cup of mild shredded cheddar. Again, I put a pinch to the side in case I want to use it as garnish. The last thing we're going to add is about a 1/4 cup sour cream. And once that's blended in, we're ready to take this up. Guys, this is beautiful. I'm going to serve this up in my pretty little ramekin. Once we've got this in our ramekin, I'm going to use that little bit of bacon and cheese that I told you I set aside. You can even add a little bit of parsley if you fancy like that. I wouldn't kid you, this is a beauty. The texture of this risotto is smooth and creamy, and I cannot wait to give it a try. Home run. Whether you make this risotto with or without the bacon and the bacon grease, you're going to be amazed at how easy it is and how incredibly wonderful it tastes. It's packed full of flavor, and your family is going to love this risotto. I truly hope you have a fantastic week ahead. Don't forget to tune in on Thursday. In the meantime, turn off the TV, turn on some music, and just keep jamming.